Okay. So, Ishopanishad mantra 9. Andhatama pravishanti ye avidya ye avidyam upasate tato bhuya evate tamo ya uvidyaya umrataha vidyayam rataha. Those who engage in the culture of nescient activities shall enter into the darkest region of ignorance. Worst, worse still are those engaged in the culture of so-called knowledge. So mantra 9 is actually describes the fate of those who do not know or falsely claim to possess the knowledge of Lord presented. I mean, those who actually proclaim that we know the knowledge of Lord, but they don't. So one category is that they don't know about the Lord. Second people are there who claim to have to possess the knowledge of Lord, but they don't have. They have a uh, so-called knowledge. So what is dangerous? So-called knowledge is more dangerous than having no knowledge. Just like if suppose somebody asks you, oh, where is this studio? So somebody says, I don't, that's better. Then somebody says, oh, that studio, I know. In the opposite direction, he tells you to go. That is very dangerous. So similarly, the knowledge about the Lord we should take from the perfect personality, representative of the Lord. Only he can tell us the exact knowledge about the Lord. That's why it is said that uh, one who knows Lord Tattvataha. Tattvata means completely, not half knowledge. Then we will see verses 9 to 11. What is the culture of knowledge and nescience? The main theme is worse than ignorance and materialist is the pseudo spiritualist. So materialist means karmi. Even karmis are okay in the sense they they are dedicated to sense gratification and they follow certain laws of the Lord. What is that? Vedas. Veda Vadarata Para. We will see that. But pseudo spiritualists are dangerous because they mislead others with misguided knowledge. One fool guided by others, everybody will become. That we have to see. So we'll see ignorance versus knowledge. Ignorance is avidya. Knowledge is vidya. So what is more dangerous? Avidya or vidya? So-called vidya. What is the proof? Modern civilization. In modern civilization, we see more advancement is there. We have now grown up to, I mean, see, practically we don't wash our clothes. We don't wash our utensils in the sense. Now plate washing machines are also there. So everything is automatic. But we are unhappy. What is the reason? Because we have neglected the main aspect of our life, that is spiritual aspect. So bodily comforts are there. So Prabhupada gives an example of a parrot who is living in a golden cage. There is sound, music is there for his entertainment, soft bed, but no food. He will cry. He will die. He will cry only and then he will. Similarly, Atma, spirit soul is a parrot who is living in this cage body. However, we keep this body clean or in a nicer environment, the soul will want his own food, that is Krishna, spiritual food. That is what we see. So, what is so-called knowledge here? So-called knowledge is people and the leaders have accepted that if you keep your body more comfortable, that is will give you happiness. That is avidya, aware, so-called knowledge. And that's why unhappiness is increased. So, what is the real vidya? Supreme Lord is proprietor of everything that we have seen. Isha Vasya Vidam Sarva. That is the knowledge. If we follow that knowledge, if you keep this knowledge at the center, what will happen? All our activities will lead us to happiness. What is real avidya? Forgetfulness of this fact that Krishna is the supreme proprietor. We think now I am the proprietor. So we tried our level best to enjoy, exploit whatever we think is ours, and the result is unhappiness. Examples of avidya are, we see advanced civilization, which is godless, right? But more dangerous than less educated. Less educated people will not give more trouble to the world, right? They will live their own life, right, in discomfort, or they will not propagate anything. But advanced civilization, which is godless, what are they saying? You are worthless people. See how we are advanced. That's why India is always mesmerized by America, and the entire culture is coming. They have finished their culture. I mean, they have ruined their lives. Now they are, sir. I mean, they are coming back again. They are taking to Indian culture, but we are still going deeper into their uh, so-called civilization, which was proposing that we will be happy by doing this. Are you getting what I'm saying? Right? So that advanced civilization, just I'll tell you one example. Long back there was a movie that is like God Must Be Crazy, African movie. Long back. The Africans, they live in such a place where there is no water actually. That African aborigines, I mean, in the sense, to just wear piece of cloth. So once in that movie, I'll just share one thing. The aeroplane goes, and not aeroplane, just one, two people can fly into that private jet. Only two people can sit. Long back, the two pankaways to there. So somehow they throw the Coca-Cola bottle, and it drops into into their midst. They say, "Hey, what is this?" So they say, whatever is coming from up, this should be auspicious. So everybody tries to figure it out what is the use of this bottle. So some use they use that for crushing the what is that masala, some for rolling, some for beating, something like. And then everybody by the instinct, human intelligence, they find so many ways that can be used. Now there is only one bottle, so everybody starts fighting, and everybody says, "Oh, bring that, bring that." So in that fight, one boy slaps another boy. No, just imagine. And everybody elders see that from centuries, never ever we had fight. But now this one bottle is creating fight. Throw it. So one very young person is appointed. He says, throw it out of the world. He says, how can I know that out of the world? He says, just walk 7 days and 7 nights. You will see the world is over. How do you understand this person? This what do you understand by that? Of that is. So what do you mean by that? Out of world, that means throw out of the world. That means if you walk 7 days, 7 nights, that America will come. I mean, modern world will come. That is no world. Our world is this. So everybody has their own lifestyles. So they think this is advanced civilization is useless. Be happy with it. So, so what the conclusion is that the advanced civilization go and we are advancing, but what is happening? We are creating atom bomb. We are accelerating death. What is the use of your advanced? And because you have industries, you are manufacturing weapons. Now, weapons are manufactured, then they should be used. And that's why they create war. And that's why people are dying. So, what is the use of advanced? So, less educated people are not dangerous at all, but advanced civilized. This is what Prabhupada writes. So, categories of avidya are first is so most of the people are 99% modern people. So, karmi in the sense they are. I mean, see, Prabhupada writes here, karmis means they want to go to the limit of comfortness, become God only. That is what karmi. So 99% of modern civilization people will be karmi, named as karmi. So gross sense gratifiers that are mudhas. Mudhas means fools. So hardworking like ass or stupid. They work so hard, but they cannot enjoy also. Prabhupada writes that they work so hard, 16 hours a day in a flat where they even can't sleep more than 6 hours. Again, get up, you have to go for work. Whole life goes and they can't actually utilize the thing which they have paid for by hard working for their own use also. Their learning is dangerous like cobra jewel. Cobra jewel, the cobra, normal cobra and cobra with jewel on his head. Which one is more dangerous? Cobra with jewel. Jewel. So uh, that is the situation now, which is compared to those who have so-called knowledge, those who have in ignorance, basically. Avidya, we are right now discussing. Avidya means thinking that I am the enjoyer. Vidya means Krishna is the enjoyer, I am the supporter. I assist him in his enjoyment. Second, Prabhupada writes that gross sense gratification are like the decoration of dead body. Yeah. What happened to it? बंद कर दिया तूने आराम से 1 सेकंड आ रहा है हाँ, ठीक है प्लीज वो साउंड आ रहा था ना सो इट इज लाइक a dead body flapping for some time, but in that time they want to decorate the body. Decoration of a dead. What is the use of that? So we know that our existence in the world is like a flash of a light or flash of time, but still they use the entire time for decorating this temporary body. That is patchwork activities to cover miseries of material existence. Basically that थोड़ा है थोड़े की जरूरत है तो इधर और दुख तो अपना साथ ही है. So that these all philosophers are, according to Prabhupada, they are mudhas. They are the gross sense gratifiers. So they say, yes, we can, हम होंगे कामयाब in satisfying our senses in the world. Patchwork. Second are mundane educators. They are Vedavadarata. Vedavadarata mane, we know that those who have full faith in the Vedic aphorism, where Vedas mainly deal with the sacrifices where we can go to Swarga, Vedavadarata. So there they want to enjoy in the heavenly gardens, and they think that that is the perfection of life. According to them, that is the perfection of their life. So Vedavadaratas are like we have seen the one episode in Krishna Leela where Brahmanas were doing sacrifice and Krishna's boyfriends go and they ask that Krishna and Balram are hungry, please give your food stuff. They says, no. Still sacrifice is not over. So for Krishna, they are doing sacrifice, but Krishna asking, they are so much attached to ritualistic performances, but not the end result. So they pose that they know the Vedas, but they don't know the purpose of Veda. Vedescha sarve aham eva vedyo Vedanta krit veda vida eva cha. So Krishna is telling, "Arey, if you know actually Vedas, then you should have known me. And you should have satisfied me." So these people actually are the one who, in the name of knowing Vedas, they actually, the Prabhupada writes that these people uh, choose their own acharya who is not in parampara, interpret Vedas to suit their own purposes, and misguide the people by misinterpreting the Vedas. Vedas are meant for Krishna, but what they say is, uh, Kamat mana swarga para. Our desire, the highest desire is to attain swarga. That's why just see entire Indian civilization, where we see uh, the past 100 years. Before they used to say Vaikuntavasi. Again, Vaikuntavasi. Now it has been changed to what? Swarga, Swargavasi. Because as the parampara leaders changes, they give their goal. So all say Swargavasi. So Swarga, that's what and we know Swarga lies in this material, not beyond this. It's not liberation. It's just a comfortable situation which Chine Punya Martha Lokam Vish. So that is what is these mundane educators are basically Prabhupada writes. They are Veda Vadarat. So scientists say that we are on the in the process to eliminate this. And after some time, people will not die. Actually, you go to Google and search. There are wealthiest people who say that we have made in such a life that we can live till 187 years. But even you live for 200 years of, what is the use of that? In the sense, you are again going to die, and the miserable life after 100, there will be a miserable life, active life. And what is the use of living that life which is not going to give you freedom from this birth, old age, disease, and death? So that is what Veda Vadarata holds for. And Prabhupada writes, Mayaya Aparuta Jnana means self-made gods. So these are the words from Gita. Veda Vadarata, Maya Aparuta Jnana, and Mudha. So these are the people who proclaim that they themselves are God. So Mayaya Aparuta Jnana. So Maya has taken away their knowledge. That is what the meaning of. That's what they say. There is no need to worship the God. We can worship some rich man, not God. But they have no knowledge. They say, ki Manusham Tanum Ashrita. I mean that Brahman has taken human body. So he is also under Maya, three modes, like us. That is their two paisa knowledge. I mean, misinformation, blasphemy. Getting me? So this is what a Maya Prataganam is. But actually, these people are very well posted in material world, but their knowledge is stolen by Maya. Who are they? Atheists. So, demons, self-made gods. They accept ordinary rich man as God, but neglect supreme person. They think God is in Maya. Why? Because he cries when Yashoda threatens him. He cries, So exactly opposite. Can you imagine? The mellows are lost. They say, how, oh, we also cry. We also become confused. So why, how can somebody become confused? He must be in Maya. But there is no knowledge. That's why Janma Karma Cha mein divyam. Evam yo vetti tattvata. Tyaktva deham punarjanmane. Unless you understand, although Krishna is playing just like us, his Janma and Karma are divine. If whoever knows it, he will not take birth in. That's why Krishna plays like this. Then most of the people will get bewildered. He was a good man. He cannot be God. How can God play with others' wives in at dead of night? So big leaders who are very philosopher and accepted in the they have confusion about Krishna's activity. That's how they are entangled. Getting me? So mundane educators, they pose as learned but diverted from the purpose. They are very expert in Vedas, Vedic rituals, mantras, but purpose is lost. Example, Brahmanas from Vrindavan, when Krishna and Balram's boyfriends, they go ask food, they say, no, wait. They don't even consider them. They're not interested in Supreme Personality of Godhead, but fascinated by fruity result, heaven. Misinterpret Vedic literature. Similar, that's what. Vedic literatures are made in such a way that how we can understand we are trapped and how we can go down. Urdhvam Bhulam Adashakam Ashwatam Prahuraviyam. To know entire material world, it is like a shadow, mirror image of the spiritual world. To know and how we are entangled and how to get out of it. Asanga Shastrena Dridena Chitva. With detachment. What they say, misinterpret. What the goal of life is to enjoy the temporary bodily enjoyment they are getting attached. So that is misinterpretation. They condemn Puranas, fall further down than ignorant. Because ignorant can come in contact with devotees and again they can revive their true self. But those who are so-called knowledge of scripture that, oh, this is, they will never ever accept any devotee's instruction. That's why they fall further down. They neglect acharyas and present unscriptural men as acharya. You ask, who is your guru? Who is your guru's guru? Your guru's guru. Today, is Swayam Guru. Like that. Culturing knowledge and niche science. Culturing knowledge, now we have some items which are actually our knowledge. So this is mantra 10 actually. We are seeing mantra 8, 9, 10. Mantra 10 is Anya Devahur Vidyayan Anyat Ahur Avidya. Iti Shushruma Dhiranam. Yenas Tat Vichachakshire. So all of us are in ignorance. So how can we get knowledge? From someone who has knowledge, who has true knowledge, and that is Dhira. Dhira is one who doesn't get bewildered by anything. He has knowledge. A child will get bewildered. Oh, andhera ho gaya. He will cry. But we know a light gaya. For someone who knows, he said, current gaya. No need to cry. Similarly, that is Dhira. So, these are the items. The wise have explained that one result is derived from the culture of knowledge, and that different result is obtained from the culture of niche science. So knowledge and niche science, vidya, avidya. So in Gita 13.8 to 12, we have given, Srila Prabhupada has mentioned how Krishna is given the culture of knowledge. There are 18 points. We can read this. These are the uh, these 18 items actually cultivate real knowledge. What is that? One should become perfect gentleman and learn to give proper respect to others. One should not pose himself as a religionist simply for name and fame. One should not become a source of anxiety to others by the actions of his body, by thoughts of his mind, or by his words. One should learn forbearance even in the face of provocation from others. One should learn to avoid duplicity in his dealings with others. One should search out the bona fide spiritual master who can lead him gradually to the stage of spiritual realization. And one must submit himself to such a spiritual master, render him service, and ask relevant questions. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashtena sevaya upadekshanti te jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. So that is what. So one must, in order to approach the platform of self-realization, one must follow the regulatory principles enjoined in the revealed scriptures. Follow. One must be fixed in the tenets of the revealed scriptures. One should completely refrain from practices which are detrimental to the interests of self-realization. One should not accept more than he requires for the maintenance of the body. One should not falsely identify himself with gross material body, nor should one consider those who are related to his body to be his own. So all this is knowledge. Each is the gem. And we are like, our heart is empty now. So human life means to gain this wisdom, jewels of wisdom. Not only theoretically, we have to implement those jewels. I mean, in the sense, it should come into our behavior. That is what Krishna is saying here. Not only, where is that? Not one should not pose himself as religious simply for name and fame, or sort of here. Where is that? 11th. One should not falsely identify himself. So we most of the time we think we are body, and those related to us are actually our own. It's all Krishna's property. Even we belong to Krishna. One should always remember that as long as he has material body, he must face the miseries of repeated birth and old age. We should not try to get rid of that. It will happen. All of us. There is no use in making plans to get rid of these miseries of material body. The best course is to find out the means by which one may regain his spiritual identity. Important. One should not be attached to more than necessities of life required for spiritual advancement. One should not be more attached to wife, children, and home than the revealed scriptures ordain. How much your activity should be that they should become devotees. One should not be happy or distressed over desirables or undesirables, knowing that such feelings are just created by the mind. One should become an unalloyed devotee of personality of God Sri Krishna and serve him with rapt attention. And one should develop a liking for residence in the secluded place with a calm and quiet atmosphere favorable for spiritual culture. And one should avoid congested places where non-devotees congregate. And last, one should become a scientist or philosopher and conduct research into spiritual knowledge, recognizing that spiritual knowledge is permanent, whereas material knowledge leads with the death of the body. Material knowledge will end with the death of the body. Chaitanya Charan Prabhu was saying that one of his friends, he did his somebody had his hands up. Okay, he did his PhD and went to he joined some company, and now he's doing research in what? Guess. So, they have a soap, and by that soap, the foam will come, foam bubble. So how that bubble will last for a long time? That is their his research. They have to use that chemical where the bubble will last longer than other food. So he says, what is the use of fish or fish? Research, you have to become scientist for what? Research about spiritual knowledge. So these to acquire this knowledge, we have to surrender to a dhira. Dhira is one who is not disturbed by material illusion. He is spiritually realized, neither hankers nor laments. न सोचती न कांक्षति सम सर्वेषु भूतेषु. He makes best use of bad bargain of the body. He knows this anyway will going to get destroyed. But with this body only we can get out of this entire Brahmanda. In the sense, the cycle of birth and death. No other body will help us. So he knows that. And he submissively hears from Supreme Source. So he surrendered to his parampara and follows regulatory principles. So it is said that Yajna Dana Tapa Karma, Pavanani Manishina. These are the activities, sadhana, Yajna, Dana, Tapa, Karma. These are never to be given up. Because even Pavanani Manishina means those who are pure people, they also follow that. Because when we are living in this world, we will get dirty. So they also keep themselves always into this process of cleaning, sadhana. The material aspects will come upon us all the time. कैसा है? Attachments. So allurements and miseries both will give us few stamps, memories, attachment, detachment. It is said Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. So Rag and Dvesh, both are dangerous. Rag and Dvesh means attachment and hatred. Both binds us equally. So Dhira is one who follows the regulatory principles. So that's he keeps himself on the track of spiritual perfection. Culturing knee science, what is that? उसका एक PPT हो गया. It's here. So we have already read that. We are right. So knee science is, what is the nature of knee science? Falsely proud. People, that's how Prabhupada says, a beggar also competes with other beggar. मेरे पास ज्यादा पैसा. Falsely proud. How much? Even, I mean, neighbors envy, owners pride. That what is that? But this is there in all communities. All, even in your worker class, manager class, CEO class, anywhere you go, neighbors envy. So they do whatever. Oh, नया है, उनको दिखाते. चलो, come for our party. नया लिया. This is all. Falsely proud for some impermanent. Seeking own remuneration. In the sense that, जब बोलते ना कि मैंने इतना काम किया इसके लिए, मेरे को मिलना ही चाहिए, है कि नहीं? जैसा वो मूवी अमिताभ घोष कि आज तक मैं यहाँ तुम्हारे पास नहीं आया. So that means I never needed you, but मैं मेरी माँ के लिए आया. And have you seen that song? Diwar. So the point what it carries, कि I can live on my own. External features of illusory energies is as like that. Knee science keeps working. Cannot cause positive change. These cultivating knee science means modern civilization or See, science is not, I mean, Vedas are not against, Vedic knowledge is not against science. Or, I mean, if somebody is a scientist, he will ought to believe in God. Einstein said, if if I don't believe God, something like a statement I can paraphrase. It says, I mean, if you actually know science, you will follow God. You know that there is some creator who is maintaining you. Otherwise, it cannot run automatically. So one of his scientist friend came in his house and he saw the one very complicated model. Sorry, what a model! What are you trying to do? He says, so it must have taken so many days. No? Like, "Hey, automatically, how can you do such a complex model? How can it automatically develop? That's why if this complicated model is cannot be done automatically, then what about the whole world? You say automatically it is running. Getting me? So like that. So we are again going back. Science means avidya. Avidya means which is not knowledge. Will never ever come to the happiness. It will not give us any happiness. No positive change. In fact, we have seen it will worsen the situation. People used to live longer before. Now they die with all some comfortable situation, all automatic things. They die prematurely. So that is no positive change. In fact, worsening the situation. That is knee science. Right? Rishikesh. Anyway. So next is, so what is the external feature of illusory energy? Boys do not respect elders. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. This is the fashion. Lethal weapons to destroy all. No training for celibacy. No faith in scriptures. I heard people say it's a mythology. And animosity in all fields. We see, from the very beginning we say, usko harana hai. As if, from the very beginning the children are taught, unless you come first, you are worst. And 50% expenses on defense. So Prabhupada writes, this is the civilization where all have same blood, all looks like have same body, and earth doesn't belong to them. But they demark, this is ours, it's yours. And hard-earned money of people, 50%, it is used for destroying somebody's each other's peace. Because war means both way you die. I mean, both people from both sides die. Result of cultivating knee science is repetition of birth and death. Again, surety to take birth again. Mantra 11. Vidyam cha yastat vedobhyam sah tat vedobhyam sah avidyaya mrutyum tirtva vidyayamrutam ashnute. Only one who can learn the process of knee science and that of transcendental knowledge side by side can transcend the influence of repeated birth and death and enjoy the full blessings of immortality. What is that? So Prabhupada also writes in Bhagavad Gita that the pessimistic view of this material world is also very important. How the things are happening. So many negative things, diseases, that will give us a knowledge that it is not the permanent place, not the place for enjoyment. So pessimistic view of material world is also important for the student. For the one who is a student, he should know the process of knee science also and transcend knowledge side by side. And then he can actually come to the spiritual level. So Mantra 10 explains that culture of knowledge has different result than the culture of ignorance. Mantra 11 declares what that result is. That is full blessings of immortality. Means we can actually exploit all our senses to get real knowledge in human form. In other species, we cannot utilize, right? The main theme is the problem of repeated birth and death cannot be solved by advanced material knowledge, but only by the culture of transcendental knowledge. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Unless you go for a transcendental knowledge, your success doesn't even begin. You become ahar nidra bhaya maitunam इसमें रहते. It's like a animalist lifestyle. The basic spirituality starts from when you inquire about transcendental knowledge. Who am I? What is my actual duty? So transcending birth and death, attaining permanent life. What is the problem? And what is the solution? Role of Vidya in this problem. What is the problem? No one wants to die, become old, become diseased, yet none can avoid. That is the problem. And who imposes it? Material nature doesn't give anyone immunity. Karmana daiva netrena jantur deha upapatteye. Striya pravishta udaram pumso retak kanashraya. As we have, as our particular karma gets fructified, prarabdha aega, material nature will actually prakshepateka, means throw us into a particular species through that male into females womb. थ्रो जैसा ढूंढा, इसने 10 खून किया तो उसको पकड़ा था, तो आइए सर ऐसा प्रिजन, अरे लात मार के उसको फेंक देते सर. कैसे फेंक, इसमें कैसे लाते हैं प्रिजन हाउस में? तो उसको ऐसा हार भी डाल के नहीं, उसको हार मार के उसको ढकेल देते उसको. तो मटेरियल नेचर उसको बोलते प्रक्षेपात्मिका अवसर, इवन यू डोंट वांट इट, पुंसो रहता कणाश्रय, will thrown. And then Avaranatmika. We forget where we are. And we said pig body, oh, this is the world. This cutter is the most comfortable situation. So that is Avaranatmika Shakti of a material nature, which covers knowledge of Jiva so powerfully so that he can pay for his deeds. In the sense, karma for. Otherwise, if his knowledge is intact, he will not do that. How does it aggravate? Advancement of material knowledge. He doesn't mind. Just like Prabhupada was saying that you will become dog. If you don't follow this, you will become dog. One person said, Swamiji, what is the problem? If I become dog, the Prabhupada said, okay, I have my blessings for you. So people say, what is the, actually, somebody sent that one person in Japan has actually transformed himself into dog. You heard this? By giving billions of rupees, he became dog. The advancement of material knowledge. Can you imagine? The aggravation of aggravating problem. Example is Hiranyakashipu. He had everything. Can you imagine? Everything in the three world. All demigods were almost his servants. But what he wanted, he was cunning. Everybody should follow. Even his child should follow it. So gold and bed, Hiranyakashipu means Hiranyakashipu. He has to die. This is the problem. Solution is what Lord does, gives scriptures to remind the forgetful living entity. So scripture is none other than Sahitya Avatar, Grantha Avatar. Sends bona fide servants, acharas keeps coming, prophets and so many saints. And he himself comes. And don't stay in this particular place. Come with me. So all these leelas of pastimes of Krishna actually has only one goal, to attract our attention from our daily activities to spiritual activities towards him. What we have to do is, first thing, what we should not do is one-sided, in the sense, uh, I don't need any devotee. I don't need any spiritual master. I don't need any scripture, or maybe, some kind of philosopher. They have their own philosophy, and they say we'll achieve success through our own. One-sided will not do. We have to do what? We have to study scriptures. We have to follow scriptures. We have to take shelter of the spiritual master. We have to follow the process and regulatory principles in the association of devotees. Like-minded people will inspire us to do the same activities. And we have to have only one goal: prepare to go back to God. That is the solution. Who accepts solution? Intelligent being. And who does not? Naradama, lowest of human beings. In the sense, Prabhupada writes in the in the Bhagavad Gita, Naradamas are those who have actually high position but low goal. Nara Adhama. Role of avidya and vidya. So avidya is advancement of material knowledge for sense gratification, and it is path of repeated birth and death. Who undertakes is foolish human being absorbed in this cruel process. What is that process? I want to show myself better than everybody. This is what is going on right now. Why they pursue it? Enamored by the illusory energy. They repeatedly refuse to learn lessons. The Maya, glamour, fame, yes. So, even in spiritual life, spiritualists have uh, Kama, Krodha, Lobha. So, Kama, Krodha, that's fine. Lobha, Puja, Labh, Pratishtha is more dangerous than Kama and Krodha. I mean, Kama, basically. So, subtle lust is Puja, Labh, Pratishtha. What is that? Fame. Result is material fever increases from 105 to 107. In the sense, you become more vulnerable to material misery. So, advancement in spiritual advancement in uh, knee science or avidya is what? Increasing our temperature from 96 or 98, whatever is normal, to 105 to 107 when person dies. That is stress. Stress level. Hankering happens, what happens? You become stressful. Okay? Okay, and people have a heart attack and die. So Prabhupada writes a story that one Zamindar had his wife fever. So Zamindar called for doctor. Doctor said, oh, she has 100 fever. He said, anyway, you have come, just check my maid servant also. She is also having fever. So he checks and he says, she has 102. Zamindar said, doctor, gadbad hai tu. She is maid servant. I am the boss. I should be having more than. So then I checked her. She has 102. You are not a good doctor. So what is that? Where is that? Advancement enamored by, in the sense, I am the proprietor, I am the enjoyer mentality. Hope for them is best use of bad bargain. Anyway, this is going to die. How to make best use of it? How? From sense gratification to salvation. Very self-reliant. How can we do that? So, sense gratification is the process where we are attached to one Vishaya. We have to change that to Krishna. Again, People are so dedicated that, one devotee said, Friday ka night show, zindagi idhar udhar ho jaye. मैं देखता ही था ऐसा. One devotee was saying. So he said, now he has changed. Whatever happens, Sunday feast I will not say. So Vishay changed. So he dedicatedly follow Friday night movie. Now he has changed the Vishay and became Sunday feast whatever. So that we have to do. Don't practice religion for economic development or misuse human intelligence for disease sense gratification. How intelligent? Okay. Oh, intelligence used for higher sense gratification. Reduce temperature to 98.6 to 98. Normal temperature में आओ. If you know the stress is increasing, give it up. It's not needed. What is the use of temporary things at the loss of one's own life? So by balance, progress of spiritual and material knowledge. So we should know how much is needed for me, for my family. Accordingly, you have to work. Vidya is, what is Vidya? Essential transcendental knowledge for human beings. Car and driver. If I want to reach one destination, I have to take care of both the car as well as driver and the passenger. I am the passenger. I mean, whatever you take. So this soul has his food and car has his food. So both has to be balanced. This is knowledge. If you take any one extreme, then you won't go to the destination. Why we need this Vidya? Real sense enjoyment is possible when present covering is removed. When we actually identify that I am a soul. So that covering goes means we understand priority. Car needs half an hour of our time. चक्का है क्या बराबर हवा भरा है क्या पेट्रोल भरा है क्या साफ सफाई है क्या जो भी है सब स्टीयरिंग मेरी बाकी 90 remaining all the time is for how can I what I will do when I go to destination or while going to destination what things I have to avoid and what things I have to take care of है कि नहीं तो इधर जगह रुक जाओ destination to be focused so this is what is required for us so for that vidya is required means knowledge so it is like library समझो sorry vidya is like your counselor anything happens take counsel ये क्या करना चाहिए मेरा काम ये है I have to do this how it helps Vidya helps frees us from the material contamination and helps realize the real enjoyment. Real enjoyment is one who can sit in the secluded place, calm and quiet, and be happy. Because he understands. I can focus my intention. I can remember God here, and he's happy. No external paraphernalia is needed for his happiness. Fulfills aims of human life to cure material disease. Material disease means me and mine. So, as long, how much we think about ourselves, me, that much will increase our mind. It is proportional. You think more about you will increase your mind. Again, you decrease thinking about yourself, वो घटेगा. And helps in regaining health before enjoying again, but this time real enjoyment. In the sense, whoever has written it. So, just like disease condition. So when we are diseased, we think, अरे आज नहीं खा सकता, लेकिन अभी मेरे को होने दो कल, बाद में भजिया खाऊंगा, ये खाऊंगा, है कि नहीं? Your disease now right now you can't do, but you have proclivity. That doesn't. But actually, when you spiritually healed, then you understand what is real enjoyment. Then you say, I want prasad. That is also healthy prasad. So refinement. So I am now 50, suppose somebody says. So 40, after 40 change. 45, again change the prasad. So that is how, what is the real, vidya, knowledge, use of knowledge. How can one realize it, lead healthy life with sound mind? Not, most of the time we follow others. वो ले रहा है मैं भी ले, सुबह चिप्स खा रहा मेरे भी ले, उसका सोडा दो. So what we do? We don't use our own mind and intelligence. We just follow people. Don't do that. Not work like as for sense gratification. We have seen people buy the house, entire life they work for living in that house and sleep only for 6 hours. Get up, go, get up, go, get up, go. Entire life goes, and they don't live in this house, that house. Study NOD. I mean, nectar of devotion says, where is nectar? We should know actually what is nectar. Like, follow 18 principles of Bhagavad Gita. Concentrate on devotional service. Tasmat ekena manasa. So, the devotional life should be like a path taken. So, if you are taken a path, means you have to walk on that. You can't say, I have taken the path to Delhi, suppose. But you have to walk to reach to Delhi. एकन मनसा उसमें चलना. Now you are walking, अरे ये भी रोड अच्छा है. You have so many minds, in the sense dragging you here and there. You will never reach to the goal. So that is how realization means walk on the goal, walk for the goal. This way we can actually reach to the destination. Now this 12 to 4 is a demigod's impersonal and personal features. The topic is different. So anybody has any question till now?
When we were discussing those 18 points, one of the point is to research. And it is said that spirituality has no scope for PhD also. Everything is done. All type of research is done. So how should we understand what research is
Very good question.
here?
Very good question. See, research means here I had to research on my life, in the sense, as do I know all the scripture? Do I know all the research which is done? That research we have to do. Or have I left something? And second thing, research is, does that which is already discovered help me? Realization means realize yourself. Oh, chanting Hare Krishna makes you happy. Have I realized it? That is research we have to do. So research means, okay, I do these are the mistakes I do. But these are the things I have to do while chanting. Then I will get realized. That research. Huh? Research is done everything, but we have to find out the thing. We should know at the particular time. That obviously we know we should eat moderately. But some prasad comes, बहुत खाया, अरे वो knowledge कहाँ गया? We should know in the time of so many things are there. Say, now I don't have to take it. I have to read moderately only. So that is research what we are doing. So research means such a way that after research, our PhD is, we should not get entangled in another body. That the research is done, PhD. Otherwise, it is to be continued. Take one. Bhavunam Janamanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapati. Understand? So that research we have to. Otherwise, everything is research. The research done. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are his part and parcel. Our happiness lies only when we help him enjoy by all our senses we should serve it. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Rucha. That is the only way we can be happy. Now, research I have to do. How can I do this? How can I taste that happiness? That research we have to do. Chalo, ये नहीं करना है, वो नहीं करना. Anybody else? Any question? कि सो गए सब लोग? अरे 1 2 3 4 5. Any question? हाँ, somebody has. कौन किया हाथ ऊपर? टाइप किए? नो प्रभु जी, पल्लवी सुभाष. Too much information and knowledge will require to study and then question. Okay. But have you understood everything? Anyway, anybody has any other realization? Trying. Trying to. So anyway, so I have to tell you that we have forgotten one thing. You can Jagdish go to last one. We have to, you have to write what? Open book exam. So finish it in 15 days. Four questions, 25 each. Write down. Finish because everything is ready now. Your result is waiting for open book marks. Okay? So it depends on you when the result will be out. Okay?
So do we have a particular day on which we have to write?
Yes. And you can write and then give it. Hey, chalo nahi kiya. You can write and finish. You can do tomorrow, submit tomorrow also. I am giving 15 days. You have to finish it within 15 days, not on 15 days. चलो ठीक है ना? 4 questions are there. Start writing. Submit it. Srinivas, show me open book. You have to solve. Okay, I'll just put this here. Recording on.